Welcome to Dad Influence. I'm Juju.
I'm old Badger.
And oh shit, Matrix comes out next week.
Does the new Matrix finally come out?
Yes.
We went into Matrix in one of our best episodes thus far. Pretty deeply.
Yes.
You should go back and check it out if you ain't seen it. But yeah, I guess we're here to explain to you guys the reason why we're against the war on drugs.
I thought we were gonna do a little, tangents in the beginning.
We are. I'm just letting people know what they're gonna hear in the show.
We're gonna talk about.
Of course, we go off on tangents before we go into the deep.
Yeah. We're gonna tell you all about drugs.
We're gonna tell you all about drugs and why drugs are bad. Okay.
Fuck there. Hashtag fuck there. We all felt that line, didn't we?
That's true. Yeah. But they told us a lot more people were just going to come up and try to hand us drugs than ever really did.
But
everybody always wanted money when they handed me drugs.
But they weren't dicks about it when you said no. Generally.
Yeah, that's another thing. If somebody ever offered me drugs that I definitely did not want to take, nobody ever really cared. If you were like, no, I don't want to do it. They're like, oh, okay.
Okay, whatever.
Nobody ever was like, come on, man, you're gonna love it. No, drugs are expensive.
Well,
people just wanted to share. If they wanted to share, they were really just being nice.
No, I take that back. Have you been to some of these gas stations around here? That weed dealer. I got that gas, man, low.
Yeah,
and you say no.
That's just.
Come on,
that's
bro.
Crackheads.
No,
crackheads are crackheads, man. Like, I know exactly what you're saying. When you go into the gas station, the dude basically follows you around as you're selecting all the things that you want, trying to sell you weed all the damn time.
He's either trying to sell you weed or his mixtape, bro.
Yeah, his weed, mixtape, fucking CDs, bootleg CDs. Man. I know, dude. I used to hang out with the guy that sold bootleg CDs. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. I go to a black.
He actually sold a lot more than I thought he would.
I go to a black barber. It happens all the time.
I was like, man, everybody got iPods and LimeWire right now. You still selling CDs? That's crazy.
I had this one old lady come to the barbershop selling cornbread. That cornbread was lit.
I was about to say, I buy the fuck out.
That cornbread was
y'all,
lit.
You know what? We could talk all day about plugs with drugs, but let me tell you about the food plugs. The tamale lady. The
cake lady.
The lumpia lady.
The cake lady.
You ever find you a nice little Filipino chick that makes you fucking lumpia?
I need to find one.
You do.
The kimchi lady.
Lumpia?
Yeah, no.
Lumpia is like the mix between an egg roll and a taquito.
That sounds lit.
It is. It's like a thinner egg roll. It's got almost all the same. It's like cabbage, carrots, and celery and pork and all this other stuff inside. And then they roll it thin like a taquito. And then you deep fry that hoe. And you dip it in what do they call it? The freaking Thai sweet chili sauce. You know what I'm talking about? Like I always call it Dragon Ball sauce because when you pour it out, it looks like Dragon Balls. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like with Asian sauces, like it's hard to like. Because they'll call them different shit in different countries. Yeah. So they'll bottle them up and it'll be the same fucking sauce.
Yeah.
But it'll be bottled up in with different names on it.
Oh, yeah.
So I just call it Dragon Ball sauce. It's basically just simple syrup and chili powder. I know how to make it. I've done it before.
Simple.
Yeah, it's basically just simple syrup and chili powder. Every Korean. But it ends up looking like, because the chili powder has that red. So the red leaches out into the simple syrup and turns it kind of like a yellow color.
Yeah.
And then you have those red flecks in there and they look like the little red stars on a Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Every Korean person knows somewhere you can get kimchi. And you got the kimchi plug for.
Dude, you can get kimchi?
Huh?
Can you get kimchi cucumbers? Fuck the cabbage. I don't fuck with cabbage.
I fuck with both of it.
But kimchi cucumbers are litty. I like the seasoning and stuff. I just don't like cabbage.
I gotta find me Korean. Oh, I am Korean on the census. I should be able to know how to make kimchi.
Yeah, figure out. So if you got a kimchi plug, let me know.
All right, good.
Also, let me know if you find a tamale plug. I've been blasting on Facebook. Nobody's hitting me up. Hey, guys, email us if you know where to get some tamales in the Huntsville area.
Hey man, that's how you bring us together. That's how you bring people together. Food, man.
Freaking tamales, dude.
Freaking food, bro. Every major culture has good ass food. They have one good ass dish, man.
They really do. And like I said, like to me, I'm so like supportive of that. Like that is just such a lit ass idea.
Just
like
think about it, bro.
If you're just a lady just chilling and you're like, I need to fucking make some money. How am I gonna do this? Well, I make some lit ass tamales. Let me sell tamales.
Let's ask our British users. If they didn't have cultural appropriation, they would have some boring.
They would have starved forever. Like,
bro, eels,
British food,
jellied eels, bro.
Dude, British
Marmite.
food is it's bland as shit.
Right. It's like people talk about American white people can't season.
I've told that to people before. I was like, spend a weekend eating British food and you will understand why they fought wars over spices.
Bro, it's crazy.
Like, you will get it. If that was what you had to eat all day, you'd be like, yeah, let's go kill some people.
Think about it, though, man. Think about it, though, right?
Let's go kill some people. I want to taste something.
We left Britain and our food slowly became more better.
Right, because we figured out there's all these spices here.
You know what I mean? And then we start, and then the more and more you have like a big melting pot area, the more and more good food is around.
For sure.
Because I swear on one street there's a Thai place, an Indian place, a Mexican place, a fucking Alabama.
There's a bunch of foods that were invented in America just because, like literally, like the hamburger. Mm-hmm. Like the hamburger was invented in America because there was a guy and two carts that were next to each other, two completely different kinds of food. Mm-hmm. And one dude ran out of one thing and one dude ran out of the other, and they were just like, "Fuck it, let's try this." You know what I mean? And basically combine their efforts. So that's how the hamburger was born. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want less racist,
right?
Have food conventions or some shit.
Right. And that's kind of my thing is like, you know, food is the most wonderful thing in the world, and fried chicken is probably number one on that list. Because if you think about it, like, don't underestimate what you're saying there. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves fried chicken. Go to Thai food restaurant.
They have fried chicken.
They have fried chicken. Go to a Chinese restaurant. Fried chicken. That's what those little things are. General Tso's. That's fried chicken, dude. Mm-hmm. You go to a soul food restaurant. What they got? Fried chicken. Go to an American food restaurant. What they got? Fried chicken. Everybody likes fried chicken. Bro. Every culture eats fried chicken.
Bro, in Japan, they have every Christmas. I might do it this year. Every Christmas, they get KFC.
That sounds good though.
Yes. Everyone loves fried chicken.
Maybe not KFC though. I'd probably go with Popeyes.
No, KFC just did a promotional plan for Christmas, and like every Japanese person was like, "Hey, that doesn't sound like a bad deal right there. Fuck it."
Yeah, but like,
and like they just had like every year.
Yeah, but like, love that chicken from Popeyes.
I mean, I say the customer service.
We need, huh?
Popeyes has like the worst customer service.
Yeah, but
it has the best chicken though. Yeah, so it's very conflicting.
That's why they have the worst customer service. They're like, fuck it, we know you're coming back. Our chicken's the shit.
Yeah, it sucks too, man. It's like,
what are you gonna do? Get mad and go to fucking Bojangles and get pissed off and come back? Take one bite, get pissed off, and come back. We know what's gonna happen. Man. Or what are you gonna do? Go spend $8 more and go to Chick-fil-A?
If Popeyes had the customer service as Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A wouldn't exist.
For real though?
Unpopular opinion.
I don't know. No. Chick-fil-A is better chicken. I would argue that.
You're bullshit.
I would argue that they have better chicken.
You're bullshit.
But and they would I would argue that they also have good customer service. Mm-hmm. What I will not argue is that the price is
ridiculous.
Where it should be for fried chicken. Because that shit's high. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's high because they pay their people better. And thus they have better customer service, and that's how they get that customer service with that good chicken.
Bro, you only go to Chick-fil-A because you want the chicken sandwich and the fries, not just the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that waffle fries are litty. But Popeye's fries are good too.
Yeah.
The Cajun fries.
Yeah.
And you got to realize that if I'm going fucking Popeyes, I'm getting me some red beans and rice, bro. That red beans and rice is the truth. That's what I'm there for.
I actually might make some fries tonight.
Dude, we're so fat. We've been talking for like 10 minutes now about food.
Drugs. Drugs are
food or drugs.
Yeah. We need to get going because I gotta do some errands before I pick up my kid this year. Not this year. Today. I'm making some fries and fried chicken.
That's a good idea, bro. You gotta make fried chicken for him.
Mm-hmm.
Raise it right.
Yeah. But anyway, man. Let me ask you a question first before we start. All right, and this is very important. You come home from work, right, and your kid's alone. He's like 16, right? And you come back home. Call out his name, you don't hear him. So you go to his room, you open the door, and you see him rolling up a J. As you as a father, what would you do?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta get my drink. Well, in the grand scheme of things, rolling up a J is like one of the least things I'm worried about. But I will say that personally, I would recommend to the kid that he wait till he's about 25. And I would tell him straight up that while I'm telling him that, it's half-ass hypocritical because I didn't. I started around 16 when I started smoking weed. So, to be honest, I couldn't be judgmental to him because it's like I literally went through that exact same situation, was doing the same shit, all of that. I would honestly want to be more on the supportive side of like, no, I don't think you should do it. You know what I mean? But
same time you're gonna do it.
You know, if this is what you're gonna do, I'd rather you be honest with me and I know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And I want you to be safe.
I want him to be safe. Like, yeah.
For me, I'll straight up tell him like, "Yo, I'm not a cop, but you need to understand not to get fucking caught neither, bro." I'm not trying to teach him to be a fucking criminal and shit. I'm teaching him that, well, maybe by that time it might be legal. So
yeah, but the thing about it is back in my era, we didn't know a whole lot about marijuana except for that it was relatively safe around the all around, right? From what we knew, and now we know a little bit more. They've done some studies that suggest that young people using marijuana can cause issues with cognitive development. And post 25, though, you have really no ill effects. Yeah. So that's kind of why I would say I would recommend that he doesn't do it until 25.
I would have to be real with him and shit. I mean,
right. But that's what I'm saying is, it's like, what would I rather him do? Mm-hmm. Smoke that J or be in there taking shots of vodka?
Yeah, but I don't want him to get caught. But also bring up the point.
I don't want him to get caught with the vodka either. It's legal for him to have that too.
No, I don't want him to get caught because he's in a place where he shouldn't be smoking weed. Right. I mean, I prefer him, like, I wouldn't like him to do it at my place and shit. But at the same time, if he's drunk and shit, where would I rather him be? Out somewhere or with me?
And that's kind of what I'm saying.
I prefer to catch my kid drunk at my house than catch him drunk outside my house.
The thing about life that a lot of people don't want to admit to is that
your kid's gonna fuck and do
not even that. It's that most of the time when you're choosing and making choices, in the most difficult choices in your life are going to be always choices of the lesser of two evils. Yeah. Because sometimes you can't have what is good. What is good is your kid being a perfect angel and never fucking around with any of that shit. You never have to deal with it. Right? And good luck with that. I hope that's what you get as a parent. I really do, because there's a lot of kids that do make it all the way to 25 and never touch anything. And then it's like, okay, cool. You know, a lot of people do make it there. My brother He don't do any of that. He don't smoke any weed or do any of that shit.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, like there's people that do that. And I hope you get that. I hope you get that as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I really do. But the thing about it is sometimes you're confronted with situations beyond your control because the thing, the child that you're raising is a human being, just like you are, and just like you have your own wants, needs, and desires and thoughts, and you know what I mean, different from other people. They do as well.
Yeah.
So there's only a certain level of control you really have over your child. Like you can raise them, you can teach them, you can do all these things. That is true. But at a certain point, you have to realize that is another human being, and they are going to make their own decisions.
Yeah, and also I have to bring up of all things he could be doing, the worst thing you saw him do is smoke weed.
Right. Now, here's the harder question. If you came home
and he was doing crack.
Right. He had crack. He had heroin. He had, pills. How would you address that?
See, first of all, I might get a little emotional for a second. But at the same time,
how emotional? Angry? Sad?
I mean, this is
disappointment? What?
It's a little bit of everything, but the main thing is I want my kid to get help.
Right.
I mean, but that's just that's just the initial thing, because you walk a kid doing something very harmful to himself.
Right, and I agree with that. And it's kind of like, okay, I agree with that. Now,
you just have
how do you approach that?
You just have to
now you have to realize that
the goal is not to really punish him. The goal is to help him right then.
You don't want to come at it from a punishment standpoint. You want to come at it from more of a I just want to help you standpoint. And I think you do need help, and that's what you should say. But you also should realize that if somebody doesn't want help, as much as it hurts, as much as it's hard, you do have to kind of back off. Because you cannot force someone to get help, because it never works like that. Every time that anybody's ever tried forcefully putting people through rehab and stuff like that, if they are not accepting and they're not ready to seek help themselves, it is definitely not going to work. Rehab has issues working when people want to get off the drugs. When they don't and they're being forced through it, it never works. So it's not me saying, I'm saying don't waste the time at that point. If they're not ready, they're not ready. And I know it sounds hard. And I'm sitting here thinking about, if it was me, it would be tough. It'd be really tough. I know it would be. But you can't force someone to get... And I know this from my own addiction to nicotine. You don't quit by somebody making you want to quit. You hide it from the people who are trying to make you quit.
Yeah.
You quit by wanting to stop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly the point. Like, if you're making your kid quit something, trying to make your kid quit something, while you have a good intention, all you're going to do is end up getting that thing hidden, which causes it to be more dangerous to your kid, which is counterproductive. So again, we're back to the point I made before. You're choosing the lesser of two evils. It's still evil, but it's the lesser one.
But we're talking.
You see what I'm saying?
So right now we're talking about small scale.
That's, to me, not small scale. That's as big as it gets.
No, I'm talking about small scale dealing with people. I mean, that's one person.
You mean the micro rather than macro?
Yeah, we have a whole country that's the problem. Because look at jail. You think that's gonna really help someone get off? Can it? No. But can it? But be real. Can it help someone?
There have been examples, but the thing about it is the examples of people who've gotten off drugs in jail are examples of people, again, who wanted to get off drugs.
Exactly.
It's not people who were like through the system. They ended up in a rock bottom situation where they were like, all right, I probably should just quit.
Yeah.
That is the people that get off drugs.
So that's the thing. We need to give that option, because right now we just send them to these places where you need to keep criminals. The
thing about it is, if you think about this logically, if you take all of the people that sell drugs, and you put them all in the same place, and then you take people that do drugs and put them in that same place. Do you really think they can't do drugs?
No.
like this is the thing that I've told a lot of these people. Like, there are drugs in prison. They're just more expensive.
Yeah.
A lot of these people can get them still in prison.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not getting them away from the drugs. That's not why people are quitting while they're in prison. People are quitting while they're in prison because they're done doing drugs.
That's kind of my point.
They would have quit not in prison because they'd be if they were done doing drugs.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. It's like we just need a better system.
Right, and that's kind of why what brings us to the why I'm against the drug war.
Yeah, me too. Because for me, it's I put helping the unfortunate and the downtrodden high on the list of things we need to do.
It's high on the list for me on when it comes to voluntarism. The things that I think are high on the list is people that are harmed by the system inadvertently.
Yeah.
Like anybody, like innocent people found guilty, like with the Innocence Project, things like that. Things of those natures. I put those as the highest priority. Is people that are inadvertently harmed by the system, and a big one is like disabled and kids, like because kids and
definitely kids, man.
Kids are a huge one because like it doesn't matter, like you have a system that's set up that rewards you based on your production value to society, and if you are a kid or a disabled person, you have zero production value to society.
You're more of a parasite than anything else.
To be real.
Like,
and so because of that, you know what I mean? You're affected by your parents' production value, not your own, meaning that you have, the opportunities, right? The opportunities that you might have are a lot of times have a lot to do with the parents' production value. So to me, I don't think that's fair. And also you have situations, a lot of biological oppression with kids. I really fucking hate like leukemia and shit like that, where kids have these deadly diseases and they're, there's nothing, they were just born with it. There's nothing they ever did to deserve any of that. I can't stand that kind of thing. So like that's the shit that you want to get some dollars out of me when it comes time and I have extra money in my pocket. Ask me about any of that shit and you'll get that money quick.
And everyone says $5, we can help a bunch of little Jimmys got there.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You start talking about kids, you'll get money out me quick. Kids and kids and people in jail that shouldn't be in jail. Yeah. You'll get money out of me quick.
That's what
I love the Innocence Project. Let me give a shout out to that. If you got extra money, bro, give it to the Innocence Project. Yeah. Those motherfuckers are badass. Go and look up some of the damn podcasts and stuff that they've guested on, or go on YouTube. Just start looking up those guys at the Innocence Project. They are freaking awesome, and they have saved so many people's lives. They have freed hella people from prison that were wrongfully put in there with DNA evidence proving that they were never supposed to be in jail. Yeah. That is fucking crazy. They have saved people from the fucking death penalty. That is insane, dude. They are the greatest fucking charity in the world.
We might need to talk about that one.
Huge fan of the Innocence Project, guys. If you got some money, throw it at them.
Oh yeah, but my thing is this. I'm pretty lefty when it comes to people. You know what I mean? And my biggest thing was always taking out this whole drug war, because that's where you get a lot of this outcry. You know what I mean? It's like, if you really for Black Lives Matter, if you take away this drug war, you're going to help a lot of Black lives. For real.
You really are. And that's kind of what I'm saying. My argument that I make to Republicans is that if you want, you make the argument that if you illegalize guns, right, then all you do is put guns in the hands of criminals. And I actually agree with that statement. As a libertarian, I agree you are right. If you legalize guns, then you will put them only in the hands of criminals.
It's like that.
But if you do the same thing with drugs, guess what? You're putting drugs only in the hands of criminals, handing over a multi-billion-dollar industry, multi-trillion-dollar industry to fund crime.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that British guy. They did some laws as guns over there in Britain, because it's really hard to get a gun over there, right? And some guy made a book saying this is the stuff you can buy at your hardware store, and you can make your own gun, right? And his argument was, it's like, yeah, you can ban this, but are you going to ban the freedom of the knowledge?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's exactly my point. We've all played Fallout and seen pipe pistols. That's not a joke. Like, you really can make a pistol out of pipes and shit.
Do they suck? Yes.
Are they accurate? Not really, but they will kill a fucker.
Oh, yeah.
Quick.
You use that until you get yourself a real gun.
Right. Like, you shoot a cop, then you got a real gun. Boom. Mm-hmm. Like, the thing about it is, it's like, and just to give that one little tangent, like, that's one reason why the Democrats really make no fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
While they'll sit there and one side of the mouth argue that the cops and the system is completely racist, and then turn around and argue that they're the only ones that should have guns.
Hey, man, I'm going to be real, man. I'm not saying I'll shoot a cop and shit, but I'm just saying there's a guy who won a self-defense charge against a cop.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, that's the point I've made, is like, you can't argue at the same time that cops are racist, and then say that cops should be the only ones with guns.
Why do you think the Black Panthers...
That doesn't make any sense.
Why do you think the Black Panthers protested with guns? Like,
but let's point this one out. Now we go back to that same argument. I said,
drugs.
With drugs. We're back to drugs.
You bring up the prohibition.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so, like I said, you see, this argument that's been made with guns. Now I've made it with drugs. Let's give a even better parallel to drugs, which would be prohibition. You have alcohol prohibition, which was used by the mob to literally fund itself and take over Chicago. Like, Chicago got took over by the mob because of prohibition. Before that, they struggled to get a foothold. It was the funding that they received from the illegal sale of alcohol that created that.
Yeah.
So criminal enterprise, like, they literally, and the mob actually conspired with the politicians to illegalize it so they could corner the market on it.
It's like right now with the cartel. They have better guns than the cops.
Right. And the reason why they do is because they have better funding than the cops. You handed a multi-billion-dollar industry to criminals. If you take all of that and you make it a legal enterprise, then pharmaceutical companies are making these dollars, which, again, isn't great, but there's ways of, if you go about it in certain ways, in my opinion, you can break that shit apart in a very natural, market-oriented way by allowing a lot of people to get into the same business.
Yeah.
But my point is like, you don't, while pharmaceutical companies do some bad shit and aren't really the greatest thing in the world, we can argue that they're better than drug cartels because they're not over here shooting people in the face, killing kids and cutting them open and putting drugs in them so they can get them across the border.
No, would I like to have the option? You know what I mean? Do I have to get to specifically this and shit when, there's literally a plant I can just buy online to do the same thing with less of the side effects? You get what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like kratom.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. When if you legalize drugs and end the drug war, right? In my opinion, you should be able to buy kratom. You should be able to buy a fucking Percocet.
Yeah, if you need to. If it works the same way, and only thing that has to do is the pharmacist tell me which one I need to get.
Exactly.
I should be able to just go on Amazon and do my damn self. I mean.
But the thing about it is, this is something I pointed out to people before, and some people were like, antibiotics, though. There's a lot of these bacteria that are antibiotic resistance because of the overuse of antibiotics. I was like, well, let me ask you this. If you get sick, right? Have you ever gotten sick and you've been sick for about 3 days and you go to the doctor? What is the first thing he says?
Antibiotics.
Here, take these antibiotics, and if you feel better, let me know in about 2 days how you feel. If you feel better, just keep taking them. And don't worry about it. If not, call me, and we'll have to come back in to run some tests, right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck? That, to me, you're sitting there and you're looking at a situation, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been to the doctor when I was sick so many times I can't count, and every time it's literally goes like that. Like, I could fucking word for word say what the damn doctor's about to say. You know what I mean? I already know what's going to happen. It's to the point. Like, when you call a damn internet company and go, hey, my internet's not working. And they're like, well, did you unplug the router and plug it back in?
No
it's
shit.
like, yeah, dude, I did that. I already knew that was the first thing that was going to come out your mouth. So I already did that shit before I called you guys. You see what I'm saying? So why the fuck can't you be like, up at the doctor, hey man, I'm not feeling good. Haven't been feeling good for a couple days. I took some antibiotics. It didn't work. Okay, well, let's run those tests. Now you just saved a whole visit to the doctor. You saved him time. You saved you time. The same way unplugging the router and plugging it back in would have saved everybody fucking time.
Like, I'm calling you because I did every option, bro.
Like, I did all the options that I already knew. And then you can say that to them, and they go, okay, well, then let's start on the next list because you've already done list number 1.
When you go to the doctor,
and that's one of the reasons why I'm also against the drug war is for innocuous drugs like fucking antibiotics that people who don't have the money to go just seeing a doctor every fucking time they barely feel sick should be able to have access to. If I'm working as a fucking waiter, right, and I'm not feeling good, I should be able to go to the store, buy some antibiotics, take 2 or 3 of them. If I don't feel better, then go to the doctor.
Yeah. It's like, hell, we could do that with some drugs already, like bronchitis.
There's a lot of drugs. I think you should do it with all drugs.
Yeah.
And I think that what a doctor and a pharmacist and all of those people, healthcare professionals, should be for is telling you what you need to do. And if you can, that would make teledoc so much better. You know what I mean? All of these things so much better, way more efficient. It shouldn't be about prescriptions and all of this shit. It should just be about, hey, a prescription should be a recommendation. It's like, hey, I think this is what you should take. I prescribe this, but you should be able to just get it either way.
Yeah.
If your doctor says I prescribe this drug, what if your husband is running around out and about? He should be able to pick up that drug on the way home. Now your sick ass has to go to the fucking pharmacy, show your ID, and get the drug.
Hell, they used to do that back in the day. Like if baby had a bad toothache, it's like, oh yeah, you can get in the doctor, get some pills and stuff, or get that bottle of whiskey in the cabinet.
Right.
But no, we got off a tangent on there. But no,
not really, because that's part of the drug war. In my opinion, like part of the drug war is literally causing the way that you've scheduled drugs is causing literally people to not be able to get certain drugs. Like literally this ivermectin shit that's been going on lately. Like, what is it being caused by? It's caused by people taking sheep medicine and horse medicine, right?
Yeah.
And they're making fun of these people taking sheep and horse medicine. When if they could go to the fucking pharmacy and buy human pilled ivermectin, do you really think they would be at the fucking feed and seed?
Yeah. You
see what I'm saying? This is the point that I've made. It's the same thing with spice. Spice went through, kids were having seizures, getting fucked up on spice. These research chemicals that kids were smoking. Why? Because they can't buy fucking weed. Bath salts. A dude ate somebody's face off because he couldn't get coke.
Like, I'm not sure you should be doing coke and shit. But
no, I'm not. Again. We're back to lesser of two evils.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you should do coke, but I'm saying it's a lot better than bath salts and eating somebody's fucking face off.
Because right there, that shows that you have a problem. But I don't think you fixing your problem is you having to go to those options or you getting sent to jail for fucking countless of years and shit. I think your option is
because you ate somebody's face off.
I think
it's not the way to hit rock bottom.
It's like, if we really care for these people, we wouldn't throw them into a fucking cage. We'll actually give him the resources to get himself fixed.
Exactly. Get help, man. This is what I'm saying. I'm not pro drug use. I'm anti drug prohibition.
I'm pro helping the people.
And I do think that if you are on drugs and you have a problem with drugs, you should seek help. You know what I mean? And I do think that Terrence McKenna, I think it was that had that quote, and it's a good quote where he said it's not about the drug, it's about the relationship with the drug.
Yeah.
It might not be Terrence McKenna. It might be another dude.
It's that British guy who was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, not Terrence McKenna. What is that guy's name?
I don't know. I'm listening to his book right now too.
But I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Hamilton Morris. That's the guy. No. But he's actually right about that. Yeah. There are people out there that like we've talked about before, like that drink their little shot of vodka before they go to work, and it keeps the shakes off and they're good, and they work good and they're fine, and they drink a little bit, but they don't get fucked up, right?
Because they need to work.
But then when they get home, that's when they get fucked up. And they have alcohol in their system the whole day.
Oh, they might have a bottle.
And right, but they're still functional members of society, right?
Yeah.
They're not presenting a danger to anyone by what they're doing, except to themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So again, the fact that those people exist prove to me that it's more about the relationship that people have with the drug than it is about the drug itself. And I personally, looking at the drug war, right, can see that it's exacerbating the relationship that people have with drugs. Yeah. Kind of what I'm saying, where you got people eating people's face off, right? Mm-hmm. You got people who maybe they take Percocets because their back hurts, and then they get caught on Percocets, right? And then Percocets get expensive, so they switch to heroin. Mm-hmm. And then heroin gets expensive, so they switch to fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
So like without, you're exacerbating these people, these people's relationship with these drugs. You're making it worse rather than making it better. And that's kind of why I'm saying the lesser of two evils. It's one of those situations where, while I can agree with you that it's not good to do drugs, I disagree with you that prohibition is doing anything to stop it. Yeah. Number one. Number two, I do think that it's doing something to make it worse. And number three, I honestly don't see an ethical way to stop people from doing drugs, even though I don't think they should.
And honestly, I'm really speaking to the right a lot, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people on the right have that sentiment. It's like, I don't want people doing drugs and hurting themselves and shit. It's like, I agree with you. People get in those situations somehow or another. And if your goal is just to lock them away and forget about the problem, it's like, well, you're more fucked up than him.
Right. And it's one of those things, like, I've heard a lot of people argue, the sentiment. And I'm not trying to downplay anybody's experience. Mm-hmm. But I know that, like, I've heard like arguments of people go, well, my kid died from heroin. That's why heroin should be illegal, right? And it's like, well, your kid died from heroin while heroin was illegal. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying...
And like, I feel for you though.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying the point of the matter is if your kid died from heroin while it was illegal,
what's going to happen?
Then why do you think prohibition is going to stop someone else's kid from dying from heroin if it didn't stop your kid from dying from heroin?
What's that? I forgot the country's name.
Portugal.
Portugal. They take it to the extreme.
Everything.
Not Portugal, because they decriminalize it. There's I think it's an Asian country, but they'll shoot you down for it. It's like,
you mean the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that's your, I don't know, thank goodness I don't know many Americans supporting that.
But that's the
next step, though. Honestly,
that's kind of what I'm saying. And then even still, some of the countries with the harshest enforcement of drugs have some of the worst drug problems.
Yeah.
And some of the countries with the laxest enforcement of drugs have the least drug problems. This is statistically true.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point that I've made to so many of these people. It's like, you're exacerbating the issue. I get why you want to address it, why you want to do something about it. But I think the way that you do something about it and you address it is from the opposite angle. Instead of trying to prohibit, you should be trying to treat those who want to get out.
Yeah.
That's where we need to focus. We need to focus on the people who want out of the situation and try to help them, rather than focusing on trying to stop people from getting in the situation in the first place. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, humans love drugs. We've seen this over countless millennia.
Yeah, we did mushrooms back in the day.
Yeah, we
made alcohol.
Like, you can literally look up, there's an Inuit culture that used to feed mushrooms. There's these toxic mushrooms that contain a hallucinogenic compound, right? Mm-hmm. But the toxin isn't toxic to reindeer. Right? Mm-hmm. So these Inuits would feed these mushrooms to these reindeer. And for some reason, the kidneys of the reindeer would filter out the toxin, the mycotoxin that would kill a person, but not the hallucinogen. So they would literally drink reindeer piss to trip balls.
Dang, no wonder they can fly, bro.
No wonder Inuit folklore is so weird.
But for real though, for real,
it's
crazy because it's like, think about it. It's like these old fucking civilizations really did just
They
start
did
smoking.
all of that to figure out how to get high, dude.
They had to smell like every plant out there just to figure out which one got them more fucked up.
That's what I'm trying to say is like,
because I can't find any fucking reason why anyone would look at this smelly ass fucking plant.
We
Right?
we were trying so hard to get high in those days. That's what I'm trying to explain.
He goes to his buddy and shit. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna set this shit on fire and smoke it."
Right.
And even in his old caveman brain, he was like, "Bro, that's a stupid fucking idea."
And you know what I think really? What? You know, I don't think that's actually what happened.
What happened?
You know what I think happened?
What?
They were sitting in their hut one day, and they were throwing shit on the fire, getting the fire started. And they grabbed a couple of cannabis plants to get the fire started because they were little and small, and it was easier to get them started. And got them bitches burning. Was like,
God damn, man, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm feeling something. And then they rolled it up and figured out that they could smoke it that way, and they were like, it was a lot easier.
Now we can just eat it.
Right. There's all these different things. Decarboxylation, we understand the science behind it and everything like that now.
Yeah.
But that's, again, another tangent. The end of the world.
Because it was a social thing, too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is at the end of the day, there's always going to, as long as there's a demand for humans to get high, there will be drugs.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to realize that. So that's something that you're not going to get rid of. What you can do is try to mitigate the risk on the back end. Right? And it's the same thing with guns. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with alcohol. It's the same thing with any and all, objects that could be potentially dangerous. Yeah. Right? That's how you do it. You have to go from the back end. You cannot prevent the problem by passing laws. And that's something that I've tried to explain to so many people is like some things you got to realize that you cannot prevent a problem by passing a law.
How much we spend on the drug war a year?
It's hard to tell. I don't know how much. Why don't you look it up? Google that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're spending a lot of money.
Because I'm over here like, we could put that shit into something better. We could put that shit into helping the motherfuckers.
That's what I've said. I was like, if you legalize drugs, all of them, and then put a damn sales tax on the drugs, and then use that sales tax to fund drug treatment, you have a problem that as it gets worse, it funds itself more. As it gets better, it funds itself less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, literally, the amount of funding that it gets is based on how big the problem really is. I've pointed that out to somebody before. Use the same idea that we use with tagging, like with deer tags.
The U.S.
the same thing
has spent $1 trillion collectively.
Cumulatively. After 50 years, we've spent $1 trillion, $51 billion annually.
So, okay, first of all, man, I'll be real, man. We kind of need to be better with money in this country, bro.
I've been saying that for years.
Like, hey, man, we could be on fucking space with $1 trillion, bro. We could be drinking a beer on the moon right now, but now we want to stop people.
Probably not with the trillion. No, you need a lot more.
I'm just saying, bro.
But that's because we keep devaluing our currency.
How many trillions do you think we need?
It all depends. We keep devaluing our currency.
No, I'm just saying, like right now. I'm just saying right now.
Right now, hard to tell. Really, like we're in hyperinflation right now.
No, I'm just saying, bro.
It's hard to tell.
No,
what the number I say today would be different tomorrow.
No, I'm just saying. But think about this though, man. If we decriminalize it sooner, right? Let's say it takes 50 trillion, man. We might not be at the 50 trillion, but we'll be closer.
What do you mean, in 50 years? 50 years, we'd have $1 trillion if we decriminalized it right now. We ended the drug war completely.
No, I'm just saying we could have...
In 50 years, we'd have $1 trillion saved.
No, I'm just saying we could have had $1 trillion closer to be on the moon. But we stopping motherfuckers just smoking weed, bro.
Why we even need to go to the moon?
Hey man, I'm just saying.
I mean, the moon is not really a hospitable place.
No, bro. Like I'm a component of. We should do the craziest shit to benefit people.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson had the best argument that I've ever heard.
Okay,
on the whole terraforming thing.
I know your argument and shit, but at the same time,
no, when he talks about that, he was like, if we could terraform the moon or Mars or another planet to be like Earth, why wouldn't we just terraform Earth back to being like Earth?
Because it's Earth. I want to be on a different planet, bro. Because that's cooler.
Well, Elon Musk is trying to send people to Mars. You can sign up.
But I'm just saying. See, I want to do it though. See, listen, man.
I mean, that's a crazy idea to go sign up to die on Mars,
bro. I'm so for science and shit. You know the whole joke of I want to be in an Apache helicopter.
But like,
hear me out. But no, you hear me out.
You're literally going to die on Mars.
But you heard me.
You're not coming back.
All right.
You might not even die on Mars. You might not even like. It might be your kids that die on Mars.
I sent you a fucking Mars postcard, bro.
You can't. By the time I get back, I'll be dead.
That sucks for you, bro.
Sucks for you too. You won't even be able to talk to nobody you ever known. All of your family.
All right, but I've been to Mars, so fuck you.
I'm just saying. I get why it would be a hard sell for a lot of people.
I'm over here part Martian, and y'all over here still human.
Like it's a harder sell than the sell that they made for people to go to America, because like in America it was still implicit that if you really wanted to, you could come back. You go to Mars, like you ain't coming back. And Elon Musk is your like king.
No, let's take over, bro. You making it sound like it's a hard thing.
You gotta get down there and just Haitian that shit.
Don't got it, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I'm so for science and shit. If scientists can say I could turn myself into an Apache helicopter whenever I want to, I'm a supporter of it. Because bro, like that's my belief with humans and shit is like we continue to evolve. You know what I mean? And
I think that's what's different about humans. Mm-hmm. Like most animals on the planet, and we did at one point, but we don't anymore. But most animals on the planet adapt to their surroundings. Yeah. And we really don't for real anymore. Mm-hmm. We don't adapt to our surroundings.
Because we do a different type of evolution.
Well, we adapt our surroundings to us. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. And we're getting to a point where we're going to adapt to.
And that's what science. That's what science is. Like if we want to fly, we don't spend the years and years, the centuries it takes in evolution to develop wings and the ability of flight, and the right bones and all of that shit. What do?
We make
a fucking big ass metal bird that we all fly in. You see what I'm saying? We adapt to the surroundings that we have around us to us. Like we can go and live in Antarctica, where human beings literally, physically can't survive, because we can build buildings and heaters and air nice conditioners coats. And all these different things to make
nice warm coats.
And nice warm coats. Like we can adapt our surroundings to us.
I'm not saying fuck animals, team human, but at the same time,
fuck animals, team human.
Fuck animals, team human. It's like yo, don't be out here killing tigers and shit and endangered species and shit. I think that's fucked up.
I don't think. I think certain animals that are going extinct,
fuck them.
Kind of should be going extinct.
Pandas.
And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I'm just saying if you can't survive, you can't survive.
Cool.
But if we're actually making it worse, I do see why we should stop type stuff. We shouldn't kick shit off the planet.
But at the same time,
outside of mosquitoes, I'm cool with killing all the mosquitoes.
Yeah, but at the same time, what the fuck's the use of a koala? They're genetically stupid.
Hard to tell.
Because they eat, their main diet is a food that gives them no nutritional value and it's poison to them.
Yep.
I'm sorry, bro. Like koalas just need to you can't adapt, man. You just suck. Just go ahead and die.
But dogs, they're cute, so we got to keep them alive.
I don't give a fuck. Pandas are cute too, but guess what? They're dying because they're not fucking each other. And they're built like carnivores, but they want to be herbivores. So whose fault's that? Is it my fault? Fuck them. It's the same. It's the same person who it's like that. It's like that one girlfriend you had, right? I mean, she was like dying fucking hungry, right? And you asked her, was like, okay, what do you want to eat? And she was like, oh, I don't know, you pick. It's like, all right, let's go Taco Bell. And she was like, oh my God, I don't want Taco Bell. I was like, okay, bitch, you can starve. You should have picked it. You're hungry. You're getting sustenance for you. But you don't want it.
I think. Well, yeah, to an extent, you're kind of wrong though.
How am I wrong?
Because then you have that
It's
sun
her
bear.
fault she's not eating,
Did
bro.
you hear about the sun bear that got like some kind of issue with it?
Yeah.
To where it decided it wanted to drink blood.
That's his fault. Why the fuck do you want to drink blood?
And yeah, well, it's a sun bear, and it wanted to drink blood instead, and that's what the chupacabra was. It was a malnourished sun bear that was drinking blood instead of. But yeah, they found the chupacabra.
It looks like he just had a personality disorder or
and
some
if you
shit.
look at it, it looks like a fucking monster. Because it's just like a malnourished sun bear.
But that brings up my point. It's like, that's kind of that motherfucker's fault, bro. Like.
But that's kind of what I'm saying to an animals, we're omnivores, so we can kind of...
Like, I feel bad for dude, you know what I mean? I feel bad he's going through that shit, but, at the same time, it's like, bro, you need to fix your life up. Koalas. I'm sorry, I hate koalas, bro.
I can tell.
Like, I really fucking hate koalas. It's like, why do people think these things are cute? They're fucking stupid. Like, it's like you live in the most dangerous fucking country. Around all these fucking murderers and killers and shit. Hell, a kangaroo, basically Australia's fucking deer, will suck your ass in the fucking face. And that's before he kicks you, goddamn.
Yeah, I've heard the kangaroo are pretty mean.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking the most poisonous spider there, the most poisonous snake there.
Yeah, like that's another thing that we take for granted in America. There isn't that much shit that can kill you. Like there's shit that can kill you. Don't get me wrong. There's like rattlesnakes and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. There are dangerous animals that are native to the United States of America. But not really. Kangaroos. Have you been to Canada? They got fucking moose. Have you ever seen a moose in real life?
I don't want to.
They're fucking huge, dude.
And I heard they kind of mean if you get.
And they are, dude. They're way more aggressive than deer are. Like that, that's what kills the most people in America. Yeah. Fucking deer. And how do we kill them? How do they kill us? We hit them with our car.
Dumbass.
We hit them with our car.
Mm-hmm. No, they run out.
That's how they kill people.
Street.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying they don't know what the street is, though.
Bro, they don't see them big ass freaking glowing eyes and shit.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that they're smart. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, I think
that's how they kill people. You know what animal kills the most people in the world?
What?
The mosquito.
Yeah.
That's why I say exterminate the mosquito.
What's their point?
Yeah, I can't think of a reason for other animals to need them.
What else is a shitty animal?
Comment below if you know of a reason that mosquitoes should exist.
And then you give
But I can tell you of an experiment with CRISPR. We'll go off on a tangent here.
And then you have to give me your address so I can come sock you in the face because you're trying to defend mosquitoes. I'm sorry, man. Fuck mosquitoes.
I mean,
I would
like to have a good reason against it because I like to know what the devil's advocation is for things.
Listen.
But I will say this.
Here's my hate list. My personal hate list. Nationalists and Nazis. No. Mosquitoes, then nationalists and Nazis. And right there, chicks.
That CRISPR has developed a way to create a genetic, to genetically modify mosquitoes. A couple of female mosquitoes, like a handful of them, like say 20, right? You take a couple of them and you genetically modify them, or not females, males, to where they only produce Y chromosomes. Yeah. They never get X.
Yeah. I will.
So that way they'll only. So whenever the female mosquitoes get impregnated by these males, they'll only have males, and those males that they have will also have the same genetic quirk, which means when they go mate with more female mosquitoes, they'll only produce males and more and more and more, all the way across the thing until mosquitoes are eradicated.
Fuck mosquitoes, man. want them all dead. Like I want
The only thing
I want a
that,
mosquito.
like, while I agree, and I think that we should definitely do that to mosquitoes, because fuck mosquitoes, I'm with it. It does kind of terrify me because they could take that same technology and do it to people.
Okay, but we ain't doing it to people. You know what I mean? Hey,
are we not?
I mean,
how do you know?
I don't know. Hey, man.
You know, if I was just like, hey, you know, I don't want black people to exist anymore. I'm going to genetically modify like 2 or 3 black folks. Yeah. And every time they have, you know, I'm going to start genetically modifying black folks. And whenever they're all modified, then every time they have sex and have a baby, it'll be a male. Yeah. That can only produce males.
That's what you want to know something funny about it? You want to know something funny about
I feel like that? China would do that just because they wanted to reduce the population.
You want to know something funny about that? That's the reason why black people have sickle cell. Or more susceptible to have sickle cell. Is actually because of the mosquito.
Yeah. It's an adaptation. It's an adaptation from a certain part of Africa, because sickle cell trait doesn't necessarily mean you'll have sickle cell anemia. Yeah, but sickle cell trait actually makes it impossible for you to get malaria. Yeah, so it is an adaptation. It's less of a disease, in my opinion, and more of an adaptation. Yeah, it's an adaptation to malaria.
I might consider myself racist when I say this, but I am superior because I can't get malaria.
Do you have sickle cell trait?
Yeah,
there you go.
My kid has it, and like I tell people all the time, is like.
But like I said, and the reason I say it's also an adaptation is what is the downside to sickle cell trait? Well, you have issues at high altitudes and cold environments carrying oxygen through your bloodstream. Yeah. Right? Do you really think anybody in Africa has that fucking issue? There's no there's no high altitudes in fucking Africa, and there's no, you know what I'm saying? So your body basically sacrificed, you know, that was a situation where, you know, people lived under a certain circumstance for so long with malaria that they adapted to the environment rather than adapting the environment to them.
The only thing shitty about it's hard to get vitamin D.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but you have issues. You'll have issues with that also because you have more black melanin and less red and yellow melanin. Yeah. Because you need red and yellow melanin is like solar panels for vitamin D, whereas black melanin and brown melanin are good for protection from certain types of cancer.
We need to keep fucking to make our own superhumans and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Keep fucking till we're all the same color.
Yep. Yep. That's the goal right there. Keep fucking till we're all the same color.
But no, like for real, like everything has its reasons. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the darker people come from having black and brown melanins. Yeah. And black and brown melanins are just for protection from, if you have high output, you know, high input of sun. Yeah. Then you don't need to have as much red and yellow melanin to accumulate vitamin D as somebody with who's living in a like snowy area where you might have 4 hours of sunlight. Yeah. They get really pale and then have a lot of red and yellow melanin so they can absorb more vitamin D from the little bit of sunlight they get. Yeah.
Let's end this. Let's wrap up right quick.
So at the end of the day, if you're racist, you're just fucking stupid because
at the same time, if you're racist, if you're a super racist like a Nazi or a nationalist, you're still better than mosquitoes in my book, bro. You're still better people than mosquitoes.
Take it from a black guy. Mosquitoes are worse than Nazis.
Yes. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
they do have a better death count for minorities.
What do you think? I hate them more?
I'm sure.
I mean, like, a lot of you guys just nowadays just bitch complaining on social media and shit. Mosquitoes are out there doing shit, bro.
Just straight spreading them diseases, killing the fuck out of people.
Yeah, damn.
People of color are scared. Should be more scared of mosquitoes than Nazis for sure.
The guy is.
But don't get me wrong. Like, if you're gonna be scared of Nazis, let's be scared of the real deal Nazis, not like the fake pretend edgelord Nazis. But that's like, have you heard of the fucking Order of the 9 Angles?
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Bruh, look up the Order of the 9 Angles. If you wanna talk about Nazis that we should be scared of, it's those creepy bastards.
Yeah. Anyway.
sign her off, dude.
See you guys next time. Peace out and bye.